Kush and Chemtrails, the world's most dangerous podcast.
Siblings aged 3 and 7 years old climb 11,000 foot tall mountain, bro.
Wow.
In the Swiss Alps. Yeah, the 7-year-old girl, she did it on her own, bro. And the little boy was attached to his mom most of the way.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's child abuse.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
That's insane, bro.
They're not putting no limits on them kids.
Yeah.
I want to make it to the mountaintop.
Yeah. It's not their first one either. They've done a few, bro. Look at that. That's crazy, bro.
They did it for sport or like survival?
Just to do it. Their dad does it. That's what he does for like fun or hobby or living or whatever you do for that. I don't know if you get sponsorships for that.
Mm-hmm.
Wear some Jumpman fucking spelunking shoes.
I be watching cool shit like that on Netflix. There's one I watched the other day of a dude. He was hardly known because he didn't really, seek fame. He was kind of a recluse, but he was known for scaling some of the toughest mountains at a young age. He's only like 22 or 23. And I was watching his technique. It's crazy, bro, because they scaling like shit that's damn near vertical, bare hand and shit, no harness. And he using these like hooks. So he knocking the ice off the wall, off the mountainside, and then hooking in, and then of course his feet got like spikes and hooks on them too. So every time that he just got to make sure he got secure footing.
Yeah.
But you look at that shit, you like, how the hell did you know that you could knock off the ice? You know, I'm sure he's done it plenty of times, but what if you get to a part where the ice is just so thick where you can't knock it down
What do
or
you
something?
do?
You're like, and
That's just
already
crazy anyways.
And then how the fuck do you get down? You got to go down the same way you came up?
What would possess you to climb? Like, what would be like, dude, you know what? It's got to happen.
Well,
11,000 feet.
Man, that's what they were kind of explaining is why they do it. I had a thought of why they did it. One of them said, a few of them actually said,
Adrenaline rush.
of course it's the adrenaline rush. But they said something about just the freedom.
Yeah.
The freedom of it. Just doing something that most people can't do.
Yeah.
And just once you're up there, I guess just the freedom of.
Yeah.
They said it's the most alive that they feel. That's what they said pretty much.
I hear that from a lot of motorcycle riders
it's
too.
living for them.
And I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Those are two things I wouldn't
So I
do.
guess that is an adrenaline rush. But
Wow.
that's life for them.
Yeah.
That's the way to maximize life. Because then they even went through, like, as they were showing this guy, and a lot of people he looked up to that were master climbers and stuff, these people be dying, man.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It'd be like 39-year-old Swiss Alps climber dead, 36-year-old, because they keep going, like y'all said. They thrill seekers, man. Yeah, so
Crazy, bro.
it's interesting.
What about those dudes that do the squirrel suit shit? I don't know if it's called a squirrel suit.
I always wanted to do that.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, them squirrels.
Bro, did
Red
you
Bull
see
be holding a lot of those events.
the dude who held like a world record? He was like the best. Fucking flew straight into a mountain and exploded.
That's what I be
Oh,
saying.
shit.
That's what stopped me from wanting to do it. 'Cause even the best ones be like failing sometimes. Yeah. After you find out about that, you're like, maybe that wouldn't be such a good idea.
That's what stopped me from wanting to do
Yeah, I
it.
swear that was on my bucket list, bro. Like, I want to learn how to do some shit like that. Now that's real flying,
Yeah,
like,
bro.
You can only manipulate the winds. You can't control it.
right.
You know what I'm saying? His manipulation calculations was just off.
He probably got a little cocky too, because after you do it so well, you probably like, shit,
For sure.
I got this.
I got
shit.
it.
I am
Yeah.
Birdman. You know what I mean?
Nah, that shit didn't work out.
And then some people just like a challenge, man, because I was watching this other one. It was following like this tradition from like, I think it was Ireland or something like that. But what they did was every year they raced down a hill, bro. And they're racing after something. I forgot what it was. Something that means something to them. Like they roll it down the hill. It's like an emblem for the city. They roll it down the hill. And of course you can't beat the thing down the hill. So it's just whoever wins the race, whoever gets down the hill the quickest. And as you're running down the hill, of course motherfuckers is tumbling and flipping and falling and spinning, bro. That shit is crazy.
Yeah, I've
but
seen
then they
those.
just get up and then they just keep on
Shake it
fucking
off.
running.
Yeah.
And they're not winning any money. There's no like prize to it. There's no acclaim, no championship. But hundreds of people sign up for this shit every year, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah, some people are just junkies, bro.
Yeah.
They just want to
Like
do
the
some
running-
wild shit.
The
Those
running
dudes
of
who
the bull.
fucking
Concussions, broken.
running of the bull when they ski.
Bones.
What about when they ski, like with like no clothes on or like underwear, and then they go into like a pool of water at the bottom of the hill
yeah.
in the snow, bro.
Polar bears.
That's crazy, bro.
Oh,
They
yeah, the
ski
butt
right
naked
into that
dudes, yeah,
shit,
that
bro.
was
You're just like, yo, why would you
They
do
do that in
shit?
Chicago every year. They cut a hole in the middle of Lake Michigan and just, gather and do their thing.
Nah.
You know
You know
what
what
though?
I'm
That's
saying?
what it
Good.
is though. As we're talking more and more about it, because all those people say, that's taking you to almost like the DMT conversation we had. It's putting you on the brink of, human tolerance.
Right.
It wouldn't be no different than like those guys like sit with Kevin Hart in that bucket eyes.
Right.
Be the same shit probably,
Cold as balls.
mind over matter type stuff. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I watched one on Netflix about the dudes or the women and men that be diving without free diving.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? And it's crazy because they can hold their breath for like 2 minutes. So sometimes it don't be the matter of you training yourself to hold your breath.
Yeah.
It's training yourself to stay calm.
Yeah.
Because when you get your adrenaline pumping too
Yeah.
much or you try to come up too fast,
Yeah.
as soon as they get up on the surface, they pass the fuck out,
Yeah.
bro. They pass the fuck out. And then they fail because you got to stay conscious to get that depth record or whatever.
Yeah.
And the hardest thing is to come up and stay conscious.
Yeah.
They be smacking them in the face. You all right? You all right? This motherfucker.
You gotta be careful too, bro. Your fucking lungs will explode from the
Yeah,
pressure.
that
If you
too.
come up too fast,
Yeah.
there's like you have to depressurize.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And then if you see like scuba divers, like in emergency situations, sometimes they turn their pack and use it as like a fucking thing to get out of the depths. You know what I'm saying? Use it as like a.
But that's a last resort, huh?
Yeah, you gotta be careful, bro, because if you go up too fast,
Yeah.
you know,
All
what I mean?
bad.
Super bad.
Kush and Chemtrails, the world's most dangerous podcast.